Most people don't fail because they're lazy. They fail because they focus on goals instead of systems. Atomic Habits by James Clear is a guide to doing things differently, and it's worked for millions of people. This book is one of the most popular self-development books of all time, with more than 20 million copies sold and over 130,000 reviews on Amazon. Its main idea is simple. You don't need to make huge changes. You need to make small ones. Changes that are so small they seem invisible, but if you stick with them, they compound. One tiny habit, repeated over and over, becomes the path to real change. This is why Clear uses the word atomic. It means small, but it also means powerful. A small habit, done consistently, becomes stronger than motivation, stronger than willpower, and eventually becomes automatic. It rewires your brain over time. That's what makes habits so powerful. They create results, not by force, but by design. The 4 laws of behavior change. The book explains how all habits follow the same pattern. Clear calls it the 4 laws of behavior change. Every habit starts with a cue. That cue creates a craving. The craving leads to a response, and the response ends with a reward. That's the full loop. It starts again every time the cue shows up. For example, your phone buzzes. That's the cue. You want to know who messaged you. That's the craving. You pick up the phone. That's the response. You read the message. That's the reward. Your brain sees this as successful and stores the loop. This loop can happen in seconds, and it repeats whether you're aware of it or not. The more it repeats, the stronger it becomes. To build good habits, you need to make the cues easy to see, make the cravings attractive, make the response simple, and make the reward satisfying. The opposite is also true. If you want to break a bad habit, make the cue invisible, make the craving unattractive, make the response hard, and make the reward unsatisfying. These rules give you a method for shaping your behavior. You don't need to guess. You can follow the loop and change each step. Over time, this helps you not only start habits, but also stick with them. Identity-based habits. Clear says the best way to create lasting change is to focus on who you want to become, not just what you want to achieve. Most people start with goals. They say, I want to run a marathon, or I want to lose weight. These are outcome-based, but outcome-based change is harder to stick with. Instead, start with identity. Ask, who do I want to be? A runner, a healthy person, a focused worker. Then prove that identity to yourself with small habits. When you shift your focus from the finish line to your character, the process becomes more meaningful. You stop seeing habits as chores and start seeing them as votes for the type of person you want to become. Each vote may be small, but they add up. Your habits become evidence. Over time, your identity starts to feel more natural. The power of habit stacking. Habit stacking is a tool to make change easier. Instead of starting from nothing, you add a new habit onto something you already do. This makes it easier to remember and repeat. For example, after you pour your morning coffee, you read 1 page. After brushing your teeth, you stretch for 30 seconds. Your brain already recognizes the first habit, so it accepts the new one more easily. The habits begin to flow into each other. This creates rhythm and structure. You don't need to think about it. You just follow the chain. And because the chain repeats, it creates momentum. Small changes lead to structured routines, and routines lead to better results. Environment shapes behavior. If your surroundings are full of distractions or temptations, it becomes harder to build good habits. But if your space is set up to make good habits easier, the change feels almost automatic. For example, if you want to eat healthier, keep fruit on the table and hide the chips. If you want to read more, leave a book on your bed. If you want to spend less time on your phone, keep it in another room while you work. Your environment is always shaping your behavior, whether you notice it or not. That's why Clear says to design your environment on purpose. Make good choices easy. Make bad choices harder to reach. The more you control what you see, touch, and interact with, the more you control your actions. The plateau of latent potential. One reason people give up on habits is that results take longer than expected. Clear calls this the plateau of latent potential. You do the work, you repeat the habit, but nothing seems to change. This is the part where most people quit, but change takes time. It builds up slowly and silently. The moment when things finally improve often comes long after you started. It's like heating up ice. The temperature rises from 28 to 29 to 30. still solid. But at 32, the ice melts. That 1 extra degree made the change visible. But it wasn't just that one moment, it was everything that happened before it. This is how habits work. The early effort is not wasted, it's stored. And when progress shows up, it seems fast. But it was built by the quiet work no one saw. That's why Clear says to trust the process, even when the results aren't clear yet. Your habits are like seeds planted underground. They need time to grow before they break the surface. What feels like failure is often just hidden growth. Never miss twice. Consistency matters more than perfection. You will miss a day. You will have a setback. But the important thing is to not miss twice. If you slip once, get back on track the next day. This is called the never miss twice rule. One missed habit doesn't break your progress, but missing twice can become the start of a new habit, the habit of skipping. That's why recovery is more important than always being perfect. Clear says, the best athletes and top performers don't succeed by never failing. They succeed because they return to their habits quickly. They don't wait for motivation. They don't wait to feel ready. They act. They know that success is not about getting everything right. It's about staying in the game. That's why the ability to recover quickly is one of the most powerful habits you can build. You don't need to restart from zero every time. You just pick up where you left off. That single decision to come back can protect weeks, months, or even years of progress. Success is a system. The book's final message is this: success is not about goals, it's about systems. Goals give direction, but systems create progress. A goal might be to write a book. A system is writing every morning. A goal might be to get in shape. A system is working out 3 times a week. If you only focus on the goal, you're always thinking about the result. That's future-based. But if you focus on the system, you are thinking about the process. That's present-based. Systems remove pressure, they create structure. They let you improve without needing motivation every time. Clear says goals can help set a target, but systems are what move you forward every day. When you build a system made of small, repeatable habits, you build the engine of success. This is where real change happens. Not in the breakthrough moment, but in the daily commitment to show up. Habits are not about what you want someday. They're about what you do today. And what you do today shapes who you become tomorrow. Atomic Habits isn't a book about doing more. It's a book about doing what works. Small habits repeated daily shape your identity, your behavior, and your results. Change isn't about motivation. It's about the system you build and follow. If you're ready to build the systems needed to transform your life, check out Atomic Habits using the Amazon link in the description. It helps support the channel, and more importantly, it might be the best investment you make all year. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep growing, keep learning, and take control of your future.